Okay, I apologize for how bad this video is going to look like. I'm kind of doing this on the fly, but I wanted to show what we did to keep the foam away from a kid in their crib when you need to run tubing. So here's our pool noodle with a slit, cut right down, completely straight, all the way down. This is a neck roll cover. You can find neck roll covers, pillow covers, at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're about $5, and they're a bit wider than this, a bit bigger. You may have to sew down a side to make it more narrow. So, like you would just sew a straight line down here, and so that would make this total space more narrow. So if you had a more narrow foam tube, you wouldn't have all the excess fabric. That just makes it a little bit easier. You don't have to deal with a lot of fabric, and it may make it better for you. But anyway, so you just put this in, just like that. 1 second. Okay. Now it's all zipped in. And I like to try to line up the zipper with the slit because I don't like the zipper just hanging out in case, the kid decides to roll around and their face gets pressed on it. They might get cut. So I like try to tuck it in as much as possible. So then now you have everything is covered, completely zippered up. You would then place your tubing to run through the whole channel like this. I added snaps using cam snaps. You can also use the Babyville snappers and snaps. You can find those at Joann's and at Hancock's. I bought my cam snapper and cam snaps off of eBay. But this will keep it closed. At the time, I was thinking of adding either a Velcro strip, like sewing on a Velcro strip, or adding a couple more snaps just to keep the tubing inside so the kid doesn't reach in and pull it out and wrap it around their neck. There would just be less to worry about. So I was thinking of just putting Velcro or more snaps along here. Velcro would be a little bit better because it's just faster to do. But anyway, so then you would have a series of these so that your tubing can run up and down through there. And what I did was that I had a very large paper clip, and those big giant plastic ones, and I clipped it to the top of the crib, and I ran the last bit of tubing at the top through there. So if the child was trying to pull, there'd be a little bit more resistance to get more slack out of it. I could kind of control how much tubing was going into it without pulling it tight. You kind of have to play around with it, but that keeps less tubing into the bed. That protects as much area as possible, and the kid is not able to pull out much tubing to wrap around them. And obviously, if they start chewing on this, it's not that big of a deal because there's nothing to pull off and choke on, but you would have to make sure that you inspect your cover as often as you can to make sure there aren't any loose threads, like that, or fraying or anything like that. And then of course then with the zipper you have the pull down piece that can snap off if chewed on or pulled on. So again, you have to keep inspecting your stuff, but this at least makes it a little bit safer because your kid is immediately chewing on it and then just working on a piece, but it's so frustrating. Why would they eat this? That then not eat, other food. But that's the quantity in my household. So I'd make this very quick video for you to show better, in my post.